So you want to make a movie, but now you have the question of, do I want to make it a musical, or do I want the music to just be simply in the background, in the soundtrack? And that's what we talked about in our video. When the music takes center stage, the pros and cons to musicals. Here's a recap for that video. To start out, let's talk about what is a musical. A musical is a form of storytelling, mostly in movies and plays, where music takes center stage into causing the plot to continue on. So if you're watching a movie and they just break out into song, sometimes that's because it's a musical. If they just break out into song and it stops the whole movie to have that song, that's most likely not a musical and more of just a music number in a movie. So keep that in mind. That's the difference between just musicals and movies that have music in it. With that being said, what are the pros to musicals? Well, one of the biggest pros I find to musicals is the music can be catchy. And there will be a disadvantage later on we'll talk about. But if the music is catchy, people are going to know that movie more. For those who likes the movie The Greatest Showman, one of the biggest things they're always going to mention is the music. People are like, oh, do you like this movie? Well, yeah, I love the music in this movie. In my opinion, I'm a big fan of The Greatest Showman, so this is a personal thing to me. Yes, I really like The Greatest Showman, but the story is okay, the music is amazing. That's what you're dealing with a musical. When you have the chance, if you make great music, you can cause that movie to be a top-notch movie. But sometimes it can be forgotten about if it's not a musical. Another advantage to musicals, on that note, is it's easier to keep people watching something that has music in it if the music is good. Again, the big key thing to keep in mind with this whole thing is, can you make good music? If you can't make good music, then you should not be going for a musical. But if you can make good music, then this is the second point that's really important. For example, this video, I'm going to be speaking for this whole video. I'm not going to be breaking into song. One of the main reasons is because no one wants to hear me sing. I'm just going to trust me on this. You don't want to hear me sing. My point is, we're going to lose people from this video because of the reason that people can get bored. But if I sung the whole thing, if I'm really good at singing and I have a catchy tune to it, I could probably keep even more people here for the reason that they want to listen to the rest of the song, because this is a catchy song. That catchy song comes on the radio, or when you're flipping through Spotify and a new song comes on that you haven't heard before, but it's catchy. It's a lot of times you keep on it. When a movie starts with a musical, and we're going to be talking about that next time on The Princess of Egypt and how it perfectly sets up a story through the first opening song. But what I'm trying to say here is that it's easier for someone to continue watching something if it's a catchy song. They can get it stuck in their head, and because of that, they understand the plot more. Simple dimple, right? You understand the plot more because of the reason that it's stuck in your head, this song. Sometimes it can work without being a musical with some very catchy lines. But for the most part, that's one of the biggest advantages of musicals, is that it allows you to have that for your audience. This feeling of, oh, I really understand this story because this song caught me and got me thinking about this story more because of it. Now let's talk about some quick disadvantages with musicals. Again, as I've mentioned, one of the biggest things you have to keep in mind with musicals is if you are not good at singing and you can't come up with good songs, then don't do a musical. That's the fact of the matter. Is a musical is so easily destroyed if it can't hold up with its music. That's what holds it together, is the music. So sometimes I find that making something not a musical is actually the safe route. So somewhat I would say, some of you guys, if you guys are really good at coming up with songs, stuff like that, take the dangerous route because it can pay off. But for the most part, for most people, I would recommend taking the safe route. Actually, on that point, an interesting fact, this is the year 2024, for anyone who's watching it years in the future, something like that. And so right now we have it was in the end of 2023 we saw this, and we're going to 2024 with this as well. There's this new thing about how studios have realized that a lot of people do not like musicals. So they are not marketing their musicals as musicals. And I think that's a really stupid thing, because there are a market out there, including myself, that likes musicals. Tell me your thoughts on this. What is your favorite musical? I put out a video talking about my favorite musicals that I can link up here. Some of those might surprise you. Tell me, if you guys would make a musical, what would your musical be about? Again, this is a comment section I want to gather a bunch of people who really want to have a support group in their desire to make films, their desire to put themselves out there. I want to support you guys. I want you guys to comment down below any ideas you guys have for movies and all, and allow the other people in the comment section to tell you whether it's a good idea. Maybe you can even meet some people who are like, oh, I really like that idea. And like, I can tell you don't have this strong suit when it comes to animation or something. I'm an animator. I can take on that part. And you can meet a whole team down here, and maybe let's see if we can get some movies coming out based off of stuff that are talked about in these comment sections. You never know what could happen. That's the whole point of social media. It's supposed to gather people together who are like-minded. If you guys haven't yet, please consider subscribing. It will help the channel out, and it will help us reach more people. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Movie Night Reviewer, Peter Way, signing off.